one here, she would be running and kind of kicking up her heels and all of that. So this is pretty good. She's checking out the camera. That's all right. Just keep walking. There you go. And so you can probably come behind her this way, so you can just keep her in the sound. Good girl, Mama. And so I have been stopping for a minute and touching her and petting her, which before wasn't possible because she was running around like a wild one. But I'm just talking to her, making sure that my energy is good when I'm coming to do the feeding, right? And I'm being very cognizant that she had a good expression when I went to dump the food. Now she did put her ears back right there at Jordan a little bit. Jordan's filming. But when I dumped the food, she had a nice expression and she was pretty quiet. If she would have been stomping her feet and gnashing her teeth and snaking her head, I would not have given her any food, right? I would have waited until she was calmer, until her expression is better. But you see how she's a little bit resource guardy even towards the camera. But she's not being that way with me, which is super because she was before. So how do I know that? I'm watching her ears, I'm watching her face, watching how quick she takes the food. See there how she's again kind of swinging her head towards Jordan like, whir. See that? So we're going to have to introduce a second person more gradually. I've already gotten her used to having the one person near her when she's feeding, right, and able to touch her, which I definitely couldn't do the first couple days. She would just been trying to bite me and trying to kick me and be super nasty. So that's really good. The other thing that I've been doing, though, is feeding her a little bit at the time so that we get to practice me dumping food into the bucket several times each feeding. And I don't really think about this when I'm doing it. It's just kind of a natural thing that I do because I've been doing it for so long. But if you have a horse that's super resource guardy at feeding, what you want to do is you really want to watch their expression and you want to make sure that you're not accidentally rewarding frantic behavior or kind of, an ugly expression or anything like that. People don't think about it a lot of times. They just dump the food and don't worry about what the horse is doing. And when you do that, you accidentally or inadvertently reinforce behaviors that you don't want a lot of times. Now, she's not 100% relaxed. You see her tail moving a little bit. She's not 100%, right? Like maybe perhaps my own horse would be, or horses that have been here for a while. But this is a huge improvement in 6 days. So I'm going to just continue on with this process and what that's going to look like. Hey, girl. Right? Okay, good. You see how quick she picked her head up, again showing you a little bit of worry. You're okay, good girl. And you see her pick her right hind up there and her hind feet. She acts like it's at flies, but the truth of the matter is she's a little over threshold, and that's why you're getting those responses. Can I put this in there? Mama. Good. That was much better that time, right? Way better. And so this is what I do. This is what I do each feeding. Easy, Mama. The noise here could bother a little bit. There you go. Good girl. It's all right. And you see how she's a little snatchy in her movements. Good girl. And again, that's showing you a little bit that she's worried. And so, good. Now, she wouldn't be quite this concerned if the second person wasn't here with the camera. Okay, so I just want to point that out. So I wish that I would have realized she was going to be a little bit that way, and probably just gone ahead and dumped all the food in there in one fell swoop so that I wasn't having to keep going back in there right now today, because that's causing her a little bit of worry. And if I've pushed her to the point where I'm seeing a little bit of worry, then that's really further than I want to go, right? I would like to keep her as calm and level throughout the process as possible. And you see, she's a little fussy, right? She's a little fussy. And she's within her right, and we got to get that tail cleaned up because that'll be driving me crazy. But anyway, this just gives you a good idea of how every interaction that you have with your horse is super important, because whether you're accomplishing the goal that you want to accomplish or not, they're learning something from you and from the situation and from the context in every single interaction. So there you go. That's our update on Sophie.